Hello and welcome to another booktube video from me, Lauren, from Lauren and the Books. I hope you're all very well upon this Thursday. Today's video is about the books that I'm planning on reading in the month of April. I enjoy doing a TBR, to be read, if you're not au fait with that sort of term. I like it because I like sort of having a little pile of books to work my way through and things like that. However, this month I'm going off-piste. Au fait and off-piste in the first 30 seconds of this video. Bonjour. I'll first of all talk about the books that I will be reading this month, and then I'm going to talk about my plans for the rest of the month of my TBR. So, at the moment I currently have 4 books on the go. I know, bizarro. The first one is one that I will probably get finished today, and that is Day of the Dead by Nikki French. This is the 8th book in the Free Decline series. This is how much I've got left. Not long. I think about 100 pages. Maybe a little bit more than 100 pages. But I reckon, good bath, I could sit and finish that tonight. Very much enjoying it, but that's what I will be finishing sooner rather than later. Also, I have Olive Kitteridge by Elizabeth Strout on the go. Again, probably about 100 pages of this left. I thought I was going to bloody love this, and so far I'm just finding it a bit meh. So, feeling a bit disappointed, but will continue it. Then I've got 2 audiobooks on the go. The first one is Adults by, oh my god, I always forget her name, Emma Jane Unsworth. Or is it Sarah Jane Unsworth? Emma Jane Unsworth. I downloaded the book of this. I saw one of my friends, Amy, was listening to the audiobook of this and thought, oh, I'd also like to give that a go. So on Scribd, I downloaded that. You're following Jenny and her life very much embroiled in friendships and social media and things like that. I'm only about 2 hours into it, but like enjoyed it more than I enjoyed her other book, which name I've bloody forgotten. That was a bit of a disappointment to me, that book. So I'd sort of come to this thinking maybe I'll enjoy this more. And so, or Animals was her first book. And I probably am enjoying this one a bit more than Animals. And then the last book that I'm listening to is Over the Top by Jonathan Van Ness. This is his autobiography, memoir type book. Listening to that on Scribd at the moment. So those 4 books will definitely get finished in April. Then I've got 2 books that I must read in April. The first one being The Most Fun We Ever Had by Claire Lombardo, library book, so shiny. This is the Patreon book club pick for my Patreon book club this month. We had to decide between 2 books, both of which were on the Women's Prize long list. This one and The Dutch House. I was certain The Dutch House would win, but this one won, and it's a big old chunky. So, and you're following the life of the 4 sisters, the Sorensen sisters, and looking at the messy lives of the sisters are thrown into turmoil by the unexpected reappearance of a teenage boy given up for adoption earlier, and the rich and varied tapestry of the Sorensens' past is revealed. I quite enjoy a sort of family saga. I like hearing from, I like reading books about sisters, so I feel like I'm going to be really into this. So looking forward to that. There is plenty of time to join in with this. If you would like to join my Patreon book club, I will link everything down below. It's the $5 tier is the book club tier, and we have a live show at the end of the month where we discuss the book. I'm on the live show, and people are in the comments with their comments and answers to the questions that I'm giving. And then there's a mid-month check-in video halfway through, which isn't live, that's just a video that goes up with my initial thoughts of the book that we're reading and introducing the book that we'll be reading the following month. So plenty of time to join in for this month if you wanted to, but it's a bit of a chunker. And then the next book is The Farm by Joanne Ramos, which I will be reading for another book club, online book club with some friends. All I know about this book, and I didn't actually pick this book, so recently my online book club, I've started outsourcing it, so the people who are in the book club, we're now going to take it in turns to pick a book and host the book club, which is lovely because I've always ran the book club, so it'll be really nice to be asked to read different things that I haven't picked, and be asked questions that I haven't researched, because I've never been part of a book club where I haven't been the one arranging it, so lovely news. And that book is Joanne Ramos's The Farm, which is a book I've wanted to read anyway. I can't really remember much about it. All I can remember is that Emma from Drinking by My Shelves loved it. I think it was like one of her favourite books. I think it's to do with like having babies in a sort of like a place where there's lots of young girls having babies and people are buying the babies, and I think it's a bit like sci-fi-esque, but I've heard really good things about it, so I'm very much looking forward to it. But the rest of the month is wide open, so that sounds like it's going to take up a lot of the month. It's not. I'm almost finished all 4 of those books anyway, but for the rest of the month I would like you guys to pick my TBR, which is really exciting and something I haven't done before. So this is all going to run over on my Instagram page, so if you don't follow me on Instagram, head on over there and follow me. I'm at Lauren and the Book. books, and every time I start a book or get to a point where I know I'm going to need to read a book, I'm going to put on my Instagram stories a poll where you guys can pick between two books of the book. Which book of those I'm going to read next. So the first one, which should be up, so by the time you've watched this video, you can head on over to my Instagram, on my Instagram stories, and vote for one of these books, and this will be the book that I read during Cozy Reading Night. So the picks are The Mercies by Kieran Millward Hargrave and The Heavens by Sandra Newman. Both beautiful covers. I hadn't even tried for that, but both beautiful covers, and both sort of historical fiction. This one very much historical fiction, but I'll read you the blurb of them. So this is New York 2000. Kate and Ben meet at a party and immediately fall in love. It's the first year of the new millennium, the first year without a war anywhere in the world. The United Nations has just planted its flag on Mars, and a Green Party senator is about to become the first female president of the United States. Kate falls asleep knowing she is loved. London, 1593. Kate wakes as Amelia, the mistress of a nobleman, and finds the plague at her door. Afflicted by premonitions of a burnt and lifeless city, she sets out to save the world. Each decision she makes will change her life with Ben forever. A story of love and alternate universes, madness and time travel. The Heavens is a dream bound up in a strange awakening. It is a novel of what we have lost and what we might yet be able to save. Doesn't that sound bloody brilliant? And then The Mercies, I'll do this over here just for completion's sake. On Christmas Eve, 1617, the sea around the remote Norwegian island of Vardø is thrown into a reckless storm. As Maren Magnusdatter watches, 40 fishermen, including her father and brother, are lost in the waves. The menfolk wiped out in an instant. I'm really trying to hold this and read this and keep it this side. Vardø is now a place of women. 18 months later, a sinister figure arrives, summoned from Scotland to take control of a place at the edge of the civilised world. Absalom Cornet knows what he needs to do to bring the women of Vardø to heel. With him travels his young wife, Ursa. In Vardø and in Maren, Ursa finds something she has never seen before, independent women. But Absalom sees only a place flooded with a terrible evil once he must root out at all costs. Inspired by real events, the Vardø storm and the 1621 witch trials, The Mercies is a story about how suspicion can twist its way through a community and a love that may prove as dangerous as it is powerful. Exciting. So yeah, you can head on over to my Instagram now and vote for one of these, and that will be the book that I pick up for Cozy Reading Night. And then throughout the month I will be doing that. So every time I start a new book or start a new audiobook, I will ask you guys what book I should read next, and I will pick the two, so I have got some sort of control over this month, but then you guys will go on and pick the book that I read, which I'm really excited to do, because it means I'll be getting some of the books off my shelves that I haven't read in a long time, picking books that I might fancy reading, but then ultimately the power is in your hand. So very excited about that. Let me know if you think this is a good idea. Let me know if you've ever done anything like this before. Let other people pick your TBR, because I feel like it's going to be a really exciting thing to do. And yeah, let me know what you're reading in the month of April, and I will see you all again soon for another booktube video. Goodbye!